I ain't a whole piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a piece of shit for not doing no fucking work, but I ain't that bad. Welcome to the According to Sources podcast. You're joined. What did you say, Sean? What did you say?
What?
You say
About
something?
what?
I thought
I
you
ain't
said
saying
something.
that.
This is your host, Andre Williams. I am joined by Robert. Robert, say hello to the people.
What's going on, people?
And somebody who said they were making their triumphant return, but nobody asked them to.
Where's my theme music? Where is my theme music?
Nobody asked for this nigga to come here, but he's here. Sean Washington of ETMF Podcast Network. Sean, say hello to the people.
I know y'all miss me. I know y'all.
They don't. So, everybody did their their free agency podcast. They did them pretty early. Like, I wanted to wait because we could talk about all the moves, like the important moves. Everybody was doing podcasts about every little move. Like, oh shit, Kent Bazemore is making blah blah blah. Like, I don't fucking care about Kent Bazemore.
I just hope that he get a pair of shorts that fucking fit this season. That's all I care about.
He's never wearing another pair of shorts that aren't like extra medium.
Yeah.
He's made that like known. He's always gonna wear this medium everything. But yeah, I just wanted to do the podcast like a little bit later so that we can talk about all the most important moves and skip over all the bullshit. Like, I know everybody wants to just put out content, but I want to put out stuff that people actually want to listen to. So let's get into it. The most important move of the free agency is
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley making $30 million. Making $30 million per season. Only 3 people in the history of the NBA have made $30 million in one season. It has been Michael Jordan, it's been Kobe Bryant, and it has been Mike Conley. I mean, that is a hell of a list.
Can I ask you something, Dre?
What's up?
Has Mike Conley ever made the All-Star team?
That's a good question.
Was he?
No,
hurt?
I don't
Was
think
he?
so.
Was he on the All-Star team when he broke his face?
No.
And then he couldn't
I
play,
don't think
or
he
no?
was. You want to know what? He can't get into the All-Star team because, like, it's always been CP3, Russ. It's always been
that much money.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Even they don't. I don't. I mean, they deserve whatever people give them.
Has he made any of the All NBA teams ever?
I think he's made an All NBA team. He's had to be like a third on the third. Like, didn't maybe he was on the third.
Nah, if you think about the people in his position, that's not a given.
I'm just thinking about some of those really really good Memphis Grizzly seasons where they won like 50 games or something like that.
See, now you got me going to y'all talk amongst yourself while I go to the Googles, man. Now I got to know.
So like we all know that under no circumstance should he be making that much money. I'm not gonna say he's not worth it or deserves it because, like I said, you deserve whatever somebody's willing to pay you. But I think Memphis was in a terrible situation, right, where you don't want to pay him that much money, but you don't want to let him go. Like, they don't want to let him go because they actually, for some odd reason, still believe that they are a valid NBA championship contender team, and that's just not the case anymore.
Didn't they have like a skeleton of a crew last year? Like, why would you think you're a contender when you barely have
but didn't they?
enough
They had, but everybody was hurt though.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, but
that's what I mean.
Okay, look, Mike Conley, he got NBA All Defensive Second Team in 2013.
Oof. And it's crazy because I actually like Mike Conley.
Wait. 2-time NBA Sportsman of the Year, 2014, 2016.
Oh, that's cool.
So everybody liked Mike Conley.
So they gave him money for being a nice guy.
I do like Mike Conley. But I think, being from Chicago and hearing how the Bulls should have traded Derrick Rose to get Mike Conley kind of soured me on Mike Conley because it's a stupid fucking idea.
Yep.
But I like Mike Conley. I just, like everybody else, it's just way too much fucking money for Mike Conley. What is he, like 30, 31, 32, something like that? Is he, okay, that's a lot of money for a 30-year-old who's been injured the last couple years, and I wouldn't give him that much money. But nobody cares about Mike Conley.
He's only 28.
We all realize that it was bad. Shit, he's been in the league for a long ass time.
He only played college. He only played college for 1 year.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why it seems like he's 30.
Same age. He's same age as KD. They the same age.
Really doesn't seem like it. Mike just seems older.
Yeah, he does. They
I
just
mean, yeah, I guess he was playing with
oh
with Greg Oden. He was the point
yeah
guard. Yeah.
yeah they the same. Him and KD are the same age.
But enough trolling. We're not gonna sit here and talk about Mike Conley because nobody fucking cares. We're gonna talk about the biggest move of the free agency, which is obviously Kevin Durant leaving leaving the Thunder and going to the Warriors. What do you guys think about that move? Because I haven't talked to Rob about it yet. Rob, what do you think? Because I really don't fucking care.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't give a fuck either. Do what you do.
I don't care, but I mean, at the same time, I do think it's weak. I mean, it looks mad weak on his part. I'm with the consensus of mostly everybody else. It looks fucking weak. It's like, I mean, unless there's some stuff behind the scenes that we just don't know about, then with that, I guess I get it. If there was something like Russ was saying, look, dude, do your thing because I'm up. You know, once this once this last year's out, I'm gone. So do your thing, do what you got to do. So I guess I get it. I just don't see. So I mean, he wins it. I mean, like, is he really that concerned about his legacy? Like, does he think that him winning it there is going to be like, oh well, you won it, or is it going to be, well, yeah, you won it.
I don't
Big
know
deal.
if he. I
I
don't
don't
know if
think
he
he
cares about
cares.
legacy.
Yeah,
I
he
think he
wants
just
to
want to win.
win. He
Yeah.
wants to win. Like okay, everybody else has all these things to say about me winning, but it's kind of like LeBron. Everybody was talking all that shit about LeBron, but you win a couple championships, and like KD said earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday, I can't remember. He's like, when I'm 49 years old, nobody's gonna remember this shit.
Right.
Nobody cares. Nobody's gonna care about this when I'm 49, and either
Yes,
no, they won't.
they
No, they
No, they
will
will.
won't.
not.
No, they
Everybody,
won't. You want to
everybody
know?
keeps saying that. They say, well, you know why? Because we'll keep talking about the shit. It's not gonna go.
You want
It's
you
not
want
gonna
to
be
know what we
spoiled.
would talk
We're gonna
about
keep
if he
talking
was
about it.
49 years old and he had no fucking championships. We really like that's what we remember. Like man, he was just a footnote in his own era. But if he wins like 2 or 3 championships, I mean, come on, man. What we gonna like? Well, but you won them on this team. Like, come on.
Yep.
I'm not.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If
I don't
LeBron,
say shit.
if LeBron and them stayed together and they won 5 or 6 or whatever, they would
How the
continue.
best?
If they, years
No,
ago,
man. Anybody who said
years
people
after
would be
that,
fucking
people
stupid.
people
That'd be
was
crazy.
they
If
were
they
still
won
talking
five
about
or
that
six
shit.
championships, people out of their goddamn mind. They won 5 or 6 goddamn championships. I don't give a fuck what team they did it on. How fucking difficult is it to win 5 or 6 goddamn championships? Like, come
People,
on.
nobody seems to care that LeBron was there when they talk about, but he made it to 6 finals in a row. That's all they care about. Nobody give a shit about the decision anymore.
All that's Keith said he's a
Well,
winner
that's it.
now.
Because he righted or wrong by going back where he was at.
No,
Like
but
that
nobody, but
that
Nah,
nobody
shit
cared
okay.
that
about it when
shit
he
that shit
towards
makes
the
that
end
shit
in
makes a
Miami.
difference.
Nobody cared about it towards the end of Miami. It was just like LeBron has gone to 4 straight NBA Finals. He's won 2 of them. Like
He
nobody was
didn't.
talking
He
about the
didn't.
decision anymore.
Number
They just
one,
talking about him winning.
he didn't right a
I don't buy
wrong
that.
by going back to Cleveland. That's. I mean, he didn't do. That's not
Because
what
there was
he did.
nothing wrong about
Why
leaving Cleveland. I hate the
Yeah, well,
idea that it
yeah,
was
it wasn't.
wrong. Like
The
there was
only
something
thing that
wrong
was
with what he
wrong.
did. The thing that was wrong is that he didn't come to Chicago. That was the only thing he did wrong. But leaving Cleveland, like okay, like I'm the super
Hey, listen,
pro
listen, listen. I'm
basketball
not
player
arguing
athlete
against
guy.
that. I'm not arguing against that
If a
point.
dude
I'm just
leaves, they
I'm just
leave.
saying how he was looked at when he did it.
It was really just
I'm
the
not.
Yeah,
decision.
that was when he did it. But
Yeah.
I'm like in 2013, no, 2000, like nobody was looking at the decision anymore. Because for one thing, he came out and said the way he did the decision was wrong. He said that was wrong.
He
So
did, and maybe
once
maybe
people,
y'all think that, but people every time, especially if you listen to sports radio here in
it's
Chicago,
because
people.
Chicago, they're
Yeah,
bitter.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Like,
saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying a
yeah,
whole
they're
section of
bitter.
people still looked at that. That's all I'm
Yeah, a
saying.
whole
Because
section of
say
bitter ass Bulls fans that wanted to
for
become Chicago, which
for
is understandable.
for whatever their reason being,
Chicago
they
fans want to be
still.
Philly fans so bad, man.
I don't know about
Like,
that.
yeah, people from Chicago are gonna say that because they wanted them to come here. But the large consensus of people were not talking about the decision when that last year in Miami. They were just like, man, Miami has gone to 4 straight NBA Finals. LeBron has won the
Wait,
2 of them.
before we go too
That's
deep,
all
before I
people talking
forget
about.
this point, does Serge getting traded have anything to do with his decision? Do you think?
I don't think so because they were about to get Al Horford. like they were actually going to be quite like set up nicely. But I think the thing that happened with KD and OKC. It's like a lot of people would always tell you that it was like, oh, all arguing that they're doing on the court is like that's just brotherly love. Nah, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That was a contentious fucking relationship that Kevin Durant had grown weary of, and I can understand it. Like, why would I want to fight all the goddamn time? Like, fight for shots, fight for supremacy, fight for something. Like, and I love Russ. Like, I am on the bandwagon
Okay.
of let Russ be Russ.
I tell you what. With that same line of thinking, what is he going to have to do in Golden State? Is he not going to have to fight for that out there?
No, but have you watched how they play basketball? Like, everything they do is like team oriented. Even if you're not like you're not the focal point of the offense. Like, even like look at how many goddamn shots Harrison Barnes was getting last year in the fucking finals. Like, their whole thing is team, rotate the ball, move without the ball, get guys to open shot. And when you have a guy like Russ, and even though Steph takes more shots than Russ on an average, even though he does do that, I don't think Russ is as willing because Russ wants to be the dude, and he can, and that's fine. Like, I think that's cool, and I think Russ can be that guy. But I don't think KD wanted to play with that anymore, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, all these old head ass basketball players that talk all this shit about what they wouldn't do, it's like I don't believe that at all because a lot of them, the second they got the opportunity to go and sign up with another goddamn dude as an all-star or superstar during their time, they did it. Clyde, Barkley.
I get so sick of people acting like people weren't ring chasing in the 90s.
The problem wasn't that those guys wouldn't have done it. The problem was that they couldn't.
Right.
That's what it was.
It wasn't set up that way.
It wasn't set up for them to be able to do it. Like, it's easy to say what you wouldn't do after the fact, but I don't believe that at all. Who wants to sit around and lose all the goddamn time? Who wants to make things more difficult on themselves when they don't have to?
Somebody turn their TV down.
I hate the idea that that's some sort of badge of honor. Well, I didn't go ring chasing. Yeah, and now you don't have a ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have nothing.
And nobody's sitting here talking about Gary Payton ain't shit for going to the Heat. Like, nobody's saying that.
Yeah, because nobody's talking about Gary Payton, but
yeah, but still, even then nobody was saying that. Were they? I think people were more mad when he went to the Lakers because they thought they would win.
Yeah, people were more upset when he went to the Lakers. That's another thing. The Lakers, like, nobody kills Karl Malone for that. Like, those guys, like, I understand the idea that they want to romanticize themselves against like a newer generation, but it's bullshit because a lot of them did it, and nobody talks shit about them for it. Next big move, Al Horford leaving our state, Sean. He left Georgia and went to Boston.
Them dudes is trash anyway. He made the right decision.
Yeah, you're not making any friends in the place that you live. What do you think about that move, Rob? Do you think that that makes them a contender or gives them pushes them up on a totem pole of the Eastern Conference? Because obviously, I mean, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers and everybody else. But what do you think is going to happen?
Maybe it'll push them up a little bit. But I mean, maybe it'll push them up a little bit. But as far as being a contender, I mean, I like Al Horford and all, but adding him to your team, doesn't scream championship.
I thought that was just me.
No, he's
a real nice, good, solid player. But nothing he does is going to be like, all right, he can take over a game and put the team on his back and battle up against LeBron.
He's really good, right? He's really
solid.
Good. But even if they got KD, it was like KD, Isaiah Thomas, and Al Horford. Like, if I'm Cleveland, I'm like, okay.
Was Paul Millsap not better than him last year?
Better than who?
Al Horford.
Oh, no, not even close. Not even close. Al Horford is really good. He's probably one of the more underrated players in the league, but whatever. He's good, but like Rob said,
it's a whatever kind of move. It's like, all right, good. I mean, so y'all got a little bit better. So y'all 5 or 6 games better than y'all was last year.
Whose spot is he taking? Or did anybody who left Boston?
Jared Sellinger. He went to Toronto on a 1-year deal. It's crazy.
He probably
Yeah,
making
like
like
their relationship was bad, right?
Yeah, they didn't want to give him no money. That'll make anybody's relationship bad. That'd make my relationship
I
bad
mean,
with
I
you.
mean, I mean, like, like before that though. Like, I saw something where they was at odds over some other stuff, like not just his money. Like, it was some other stuff.
Doesn't it seem like that's a Danny Ainge thing though? Like he's always like it's something about him that something about him just rubs me the wrong way.
It's
Seems
a
like
snake. You're
another used car salesman.
trying to snake the Bulls out of what they was doing. Yeah, let's
You know what?
get Jimmy
If they would
for.
have for a bag of for Jay Crowder and like, dude, you out of your mind? Oh damn,
They
Jay
tried to,
Crowder.
they tried to get Jimmy for a pocket full of lint.
what seed? That's funny.
Um,
What seed was Boston this year? Was it
Fourth, fifth?
four?
No. I mean, it really didn't matter because the Eastern, the fifth or sixth. Nah, they weren't sixth either. They
They
may have
must
been
have.
seven.
Did they? No. No.
No, yeah, they were eight because then they played Cleveland in the
That's
first
what
round.
I thought.
No,
I
they lost
thought it was
to
8.
they lost to the Hawks.
I thought they lost to Cleveland.
Cause then wasn't it Boston and the Hawks that was having all that chippy play? Wasn't that Isaiah Thomas and
Boston
Dennis Schroeder?
was 5th.
Fifth? Okay.
Boston
Fifth.
was 5th.
They lost in the first round to the Hawks.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even, but see, that just goes to show I didn't even watch like the first couple rounds of the NBA playoffs because they were
It
boring.
was fucking snooze
It was
fest.
awful.
What the fuck is going on in the NBA? I can remember just a couple seasons ago we was going crazy because the first round was one of the best first rounds in
First round
history.
was lit like 2 years ago, man.
It was crazy. This season was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, it was just
Some of
a bunch of blowouts.
But I think I agree with Rob on the Al Horford tip. Good pickup for them, but in the grand scheme of things, like I think getting Al Horford was is more important than actually having Al Horford. If that makes any sense to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm gonna use that same line a little bit later when it comes to another free agent as well. But I think getting a big time free agent sometimes is more important than actually having them. So we lost Tim Duncan. No, he didn't die, even though he is like 70 years old. He retired, and to replace him, the San Antonio Spurs went out and got Pau Gasol. What do we think of that move?
Good riddance.
I mean, obviously, Chicago Bulls fans.
Peace out.
Unless you're a CB,
Good.
because he's defended. He's a defender of Pau Gasol to the end. I like CB Fred.
Good luck to him
each other on
playing
Twitter.
God damn it, the coaches and his
Popovich.
defense. Good luck.
Do you know how many times Popovich is going to call him a pussy? That next season? Like, can we do like a rough estimation, like of how many times?
I mean, I wonder how many times did Tibbs call him that? It probably wasn't enough.
What's the over/under on times that he's called a pussy by Popovich in this season? We got 82 games in the season.
Let's see, you got 82 games in the season.
I'm going 400 times. I just did some rough some rough math in my head. 400 seems like a decent number.
That's a pretty good over/under right there.
So, how do you think the move is going to be for San Antonio? Like, obviously, there's going to be a big change, a culture change, because there's no Tim Duncan. Like, some of the things they were saying about Tim Duncan is like so glowing about, it's like how basically everything revolved around him, even still, right? So how is it going to change with no Tim Duncan and like Powell is still really good. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I think Powell is like some terrible basketball player. He's still really good.
Nah, he's not a terrible basketball player at all. He just does a lot of shit wrong. He just does a lot of shit poorly. And people don't realize that until he steps into your fucking stadium. That's when they go, oh, wait a minute.
He's really not good at defense.
He doesn't move his feet on defense. I didn't know that. Yes,
Like
Yes,
I,
San
I
Antonio.
thought I thought he was good at defense because he got a lot of blocks. So I just
No,
assumed that
when you got
he was
people
good at defense.
blowing by you and putting up the same numbers that he's putting up, then you'll know.
Man, do you know how many
I
times
imagine,
Jared
I imagine,
Sullinger just destroyed the Bulls? Like, I'm like,
I imagine that Pop is gonna have a lot of. He's gonna have a lot of fourth quarters. I think where he takes him out. Like, who's their backup?
I don't know because I mean they got rid of the fat Frenchman.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Boris, they got rid of Boris Diaw. So I don't know who
Right.
the hell is going to be now. I gotta look and see.
So
And didn't the other dude, the big Frankenstein head, didn't he didn't he go someplace
he
else
went
too?
to like he went to where did he go? Detroit, right?
Yeah, man,
He went to
they
Detroit.
just stocking up on every big man imaginable. Okay. Um,
Let's see. Real quick, 'cause I'm curious now. I want to know like who the backup is and who there wouldn't be a lot of fourth quarters with powers in the end of the game, especially as defensively oriented as the Spurs have known to be over the last
so what is the
100
over
years.
under on Kawhi Leonard just punching him in his fucking face? Like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit.
No, he seems like a pretty meek dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
Uh,
Powell is a
Matt Bonner?
maddening. He's a maddening. Yeah, Matt Bonner is going to be there forever. I'm sure he's going to be an assistant coach at some point when he retires. But watching Powell playing defense is a maddening experience, and I'm sure playing defense with him is even more maddening. Um, Good luck, San
I mean,
Antonio Spurs fans.
that's basically their backup center.
They don't have
Is
anybody else.
Matt Bonner. Matt Bonner. I mean, who the hell? Whoever the fuck Dwayne Dedman is?
Oh yeah, they got Dedman. No, that's the Dedman is actually pretty good. I like Dedman. That
Who
was
is he?
man. I can't remember who he. What the fuck?
He doesn't have a 2016, 2017 salary, so he's nobody important apparently.
I actually like
He
him.
doesn't.
He's
They
a good
don't
backup.
have
He's a
a
good backup.
salary from last year listed here, so
I don't know why I can't
that's
remember who the
that's
hell
the
he played
backup to the
for.
backup, I guess. Let me click
But
this brother's
but
name.
you're not finishing games with Dedman. So like you said, it really doesn't matter. It's gonna be Powell.
It's Bonner.
And
It's 3 years. 3 years in, averaged 4 points a game last year and 3 rebounds.
mm,
Four. Who the hell did he play for last year? Was it Spurs again? I guess.
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
he's been with the Spurs for like the last 15 years. He was on the Spurs with David Robinson.
Yeah, he is looking real 46ish in this picture right here.
Um, who else moved? While we're talking about Atlanta, you got Dwight. Since they lost Al Horford, they went ahead. They got Dwight, but they also lost Jeff Teague, and they're gonna give
Which I think
Schroeder,
is huge.
huh?
I said, which I think is huge. I mean,
Losing Teague?
yeah,
Yeah,
I like Schroeder, but
he's not Jeff
I feel
Teague.
like no, and he's a lot wilder than Teague is. Like I think he's a little more mistake prone than Teague was. Teague could play under control. I feel like Schroeder's out there and just kind of winging it and playing a little wilder. But I mean, for whatever reason, Atlanta thinks that he's the point guard of the future for them. What was the big thing with Teague? Why were they so eager to get rid of him?
I think they didn't want to pay him the money because I believe he's a free agent next year, and you have Schroeder, so you don't want to have to pay 2 point guards, right? So I guess they made a decision and just went young. They went younger, which is understandable. You sometimes you make those decisions. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I like Teague too, but I also realize that you're not gonna go too far with Jeff Teague, just like you're not gonna go too far with Schroeder.
No, probably not. I mean, probably not.
So you save yourself some money and you move on, and that's basically what they did. They just moved on. It happens. But the big move is really that they got Dwight. So you swap out Al Horford, who's really, really good, for Dwight, who's really, really not
Up and
good.
down. It's
Right?
real up and down, and it can be a cancer to your damn locker room. I don't know.
Hey man, give Dwight some props. He's acknowledging all his children now. Baby steps.
Baby,
Right.
like, well, I guess there are baby steps that need to be
Yeah,
taken into account.
yeah, baby steps.
But while we were talking about Al Horford and how he's a very, very okay move, I think this is a very, very not okay move. This is awful. Like this is an awful move. Like for the culture of your team, for like all kinds of reasons. This is just a really, really, really,
I
really
think
I
bad
mean,
move.
I feel like Dwight he got he got kind of a break because I think people really believe that James Harden ain't shit. So I think I feel like people actually had a little bit of sympathy for him because there were games that me and you watched, Drew. We just like Dwight Howard's just been standing on the rim for like the entire game and nobody's passing him the ball. So I think a lot of people might feel like
Yeah,
he could still do it, but he just wasn't getting the opportunities in Houston.
but you know what? Even that's not true because Dwight had like I think he was number 1 this season and post touches, number 2, and like some other touches. It's like Dwight gets a lot of goddamn touches, man. I just don't know what the fuck he wants. I think he wants to be something that he clearly isn't, and that is what the problem is. He isn't whatever it is he's trying to be. He's not that player anymore, and he's not. He doesn't realize it, and it's a hindrance to him as a basketball player. It's a hindrance to the teams that he's playing on. Like he's not that guy anymore, and he needs to understand that and be okay with it.
Yeah, I, I I can see that. I
yeah,
mean,
I mean,
I
because
don't think he's gonna
I
do anything. I was playing devil's advocate. But the
hey,
Hawks are
I just
going. They're gonna be
I
23rd in attendance again. Ain't nobody going to see those motherfuckers play basketball, man.
Nobody.
Me and Dre be just sitting at home waiting. Man, should we go to the Hawks game?
And we know
Man.
it's tickets. It's
Yeah.
like it's 5 minutes before the game. We're like, no, well, we could. Like,
y'all got tickets back there. I'm lying. Let me get one of them joints. Of course not.
I'm
how
telling you.
much? $20.
Yeah. Hey man, I've seen more Hawks games on Groupon in one season than Chicago sports at all in all the years that Groupon's been out.
You know what's wild?
Or
This
Living
is
Social actually.
like they do all these things to try to get people to come into the stadium. Like, no, Ludacris is gonna do a concert at halftime, and people just be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Ludacris ain't been high since 2005. What I give a fuck about? What I give
Or
a
they'll
fuck
be like, Big Boy is doing a concert after the game. Like, I'm trying to go home. It's like 11 o'clock.
about? Like, and I don't know if anybody has been to Atlanta. Like, the stadium is like right in the middle of downtown, so it's not like necessarily the easiest place to get out of. Like, even when there's not a basketball game going on, just like on a regular goddamn day. It's not the best day, like the best way to get out of. So nobody's trying to stay around for a goddamn concert after the game. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
the Hawks will be in the middle of the field again. I mean, that's what they do.
yeah. Dwight is. I mean, and I hope that he does better. I want him to do better because, like, I'm a Dwight fan. I think I think he's gotten a bad. I think people forget how good he really was. That's one of the things that I really do believe that people have
Mm.
completely forgotten that Dwight Howard was like a complete absolute monster at one point in his career, and it wasn't like he just decided to stop being a good basketball player. He had a pretty serious back injury that fucked him up and took a lot of his athleticism away. In addition to that, I think that's it for. I think that's it for those two. We can get to the most important one, man. The one that we care the most about. Chicago Bulls, man. Now, at first, they had gotten Rajon Rondo. I'm like, why the fuck did they get Rajon Rondo? I hate Rajon Rondo.
Hey,
All right.
can people please stop saying that he's a good defender? Please stop saying that, people. I've heard people saying that when they sign White. He is not even a quality defender. Like, just stop.
He hasn't been for years. The last time he was a quality defender, he had a prime defensive Kevin Garnett backing
and
him up.
and a prime defensive top Tom Thibodeau telling him what the hell to do every day.
So no, he's not. He's not a good defender. I saw one Sacramento King play-by-play guy. He was
Oh
like,
my goodness,
"What did
I
he
saw
say?
that too.
What did he say? He said he
He
makes Derrick
make
Rose.
Derrick Rose look like Gary Payton.
Yeah,
Yeah, like jeez, bro. That's
that's
and a
pretty
lot of
bad.
the Bulls bloggers are like, well, he's gonna get the guys open shots, and that's one of the things that kind of like pisses me off about this whole thing. Like getting the guys the open shots isn't and hasn't been the Bulls' problem.
nope.
Guys hitting the open shot has been the problem.
You know, it's
Like it's not.
crazy. I had this conversation with some people over the weekend, and I made that same point. And their point was, Derek's pass was coming off, awkward passes, and it wasn't necessarily him getting them smooth transition shooting, smooth shots.
Oh yeah, fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm saying that as serious as like, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. I've said those dudes did not hit shots.
I watched Nico miss 50 open shots last season, like wide open shots. Doug the same. Tony Snell he was looking like Harrison Barnes most of the fucking season.
I heard Tony Snell was doing 3-a-days.
Please.
You don't think this is gonna be his breakout season, man?
That's what I hear people. Motherfucker. I'm sorry, I'm playing MLB and I just broke my forearm, man.
I guess that was. I told you. Yeah, you said you was gonna get hurt too.
Yeah, I told you I was killing the game. They had to take me out because I just got an inside the park home run. They was like, we had enough of this nigga. We just need to injure him. But nah, it's just people say that too, like, oh, big years for Nico and Doug or whatever. Like nothing. I mean, if they make shots, yeah, but if they don't, it's gonna be the same shit.
It's gonna be the same thing.
last year was supposed to have been Tony Snell's breakout season.
It was.
So why the fuck is this season gonna be his breakout?
Because
season?
this year he's doing 3-a-days. I just told you.
It was his season to find a way to break out. You know, he broke from a starter to out of the rotation.
He broke all the way out of the goddamn lineup. He broke all the way out. I don't believe. Yeah, enough about Tony Snell. We go back to Rajon Rondo. And, I didn't think that it was a good pickup because obviously he can't shoot.
Nope.
Surprisingly enough, he shot a higher percentage than Derrick Rose last year, but that's neither here nor there. I still don't think he can shoot. I don't think he's capable of doing the things that we need him to do. But these are all things I thought before the Bulls went out, and miraculously, I don't even know how they were able to pull this off. They signed Dwayne Wade. Rob, what do you think about the Dwayne Wade sign? Before I get the process, what do you think? What do you think? I know you talked yourself into it. I know you did.
I'm freezing over here.
Rob.
He can't hear us.
Rob. Sean, what do you think? What do you think about Sean?
About Rajon Rondo?
Nah, Dwayne Wade.
Oh, I'm gonna say like I said, like I said when we first heard it, like I'm a huge D Wade fan. Like he was my favorite player for many years. But it's just like, I mean, we not getting the 2010 free agent D Wade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's still pretty good, and I'm getting me a D Wade jersey, but I don't think it. I mean, all it does is put the Bulls back in the playoffs, which would have happened last year had the whole team not got injured. You know, I mean, it's cool, and everybody is so obsessed with this all players going home story, but I mean, that's never really meant anything to me.
Robbins, Illinois, not Chicago. Like it's not. It's no more Chicago than Glenview is. It's not Chicago. Like Chicago
and,
is
it's crazy because like people that's not from here don't understand that. You can't relay that message loud enough for people to understand the distance and how far away that is.
Like you New Yorkers, you wouldn't let somebody from New Jersey say they were from New York, right? Like, so why do you guys expect for us to just let anybody in like the southwest suburbs or some suburb of Chicago just just go off and say, "Oh yeah, I'm from Chicago," but you're really, really not, nigga. You from someplace
That
else.
shit's
Like,
that shit's so far away from Chicago, dog. Like you can't even take the pace bus to get out to where he fucking at.
like, and there's no disrespect to D Wade or anything, but it's like he didn't come home. He came home light. Like, you know,
You
he
know,
kind of came
I'll,
home.
I'll 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 give
He
him
came
this
to
much.
Illinois. Yeah.
I'll give him this much. The first time I rode through Robbins, I'm like, God damn,
No,
this some
Robin's
rough.
is awful. Robin's is
I'm like
awful.
this some rough looking shit over here. I'm like, oh shit, this Robbins. I'm like, this shit is ugly.
Yeah, Robin's is awful. But it's not Chicago. So the coming home, everybody wants to play. I'm coming home. No, no, he's not coming home. He just came back to Illinois. I mean, I guess if you want to say Illinois is his home, well then fine. He came back home. But
Well, there you go.
technically, he did not come home. Um, what do you think about the move, Rob? What did you think about the move to get D Wade from Chicago?
It, it,
I know
it,
you were sour on it at first, but have you come around?
dude, I had never been this down on the Bulls team ever in life. And when I heard that it was real that they might be getting Wade, it brought me back in. I don't think they're gonna win shit, but I damn sure on a Tuesday night in February or whenever the hell I'll be tuning in just because I feel like the games will be a lot more exciting. I mean they'll be more competitive as much as people want to take away from how old he is and all of that shit. He's still gonna compete. Like he's not gonna come out there and not fucking potentially drop 2025, like he'll be able to do that. Before
Yeah,
you had him, who did you have that outside of Butler was going to come out on a night in, night out basis and be able to possibly give you
I was just about to say,
2025?
yeah, like, you got ISO Jimmy. What are you talking about? Nobody. I mean, right now, before they got him, it was like you're literally. I think I said it on one of the podcasts. It's like what we're about to run into now. Jimmy Butler is about to shoot the ball like 30 times a night. Like, and nobody in their right mind wants to watch Jimmy Butler ISO on the wing and jab step for 82 games in a season. So
He gonna hurt himself, man. He gonna hurt himself. He gonna see what it's like to be the man, to be the one to carry the load. If Wade wasn't gonna be here, he'd have seen what it was like for Derek to have to carry your team and do everything night
What?
in, night out.
Why do I feel
He can be the
like
leader all he wants.
I feel like we're the lowest people from Chicago on Jimmy? Like people really feel like
Jimmy's
we could build
really,
a.
really good, but
Because people are idiots. That's why.
Jimmy is really, 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 really
Fucking
good. But
fucking
Jimmy
city
is
full of
not a
idiots.
superstar basketball player. I said it before. I said it again. The whole thing with this Jimmy Butler love was more about people being tired of
Anti
Derrick
Rose.
Rose. That's really what it was
Oh my
about.
God, that reminds me. Like I wanted to reach through the radio and choke the hell out of this caller that called into a ESPN today after they interviewed your boy Valentine from hitting the championship winner last night. But
What did he
they
say?
interviewed. They just they interviewed him. And, I mean, the kid's he's a 4-year college student, so I mean, he's not Derrick Rose as far as speaking ability goes. So like the caller calls in and talked about how refreshing it was I mean, he essentially called Derek stupid without calling him stupid.
Yeah, one of those guys. Huh?
Refreshing to hear, his response to things as opposed to what we was getting from Derrick Rose. Like, oh, so
Why are y'all still
you
talking
call
about that motherfucker,
Like
man? Like,
Derrick Rose doesn't
the
play for the
same way
Chicago
the
Bulls
same way
anymore.
they gonna talk about Tibbs all season. They're gonna do the
Yeah,
same thing.
did you
It's gonna
see
be
some?
Derrick
Did you
Rose
see
and
that
Tibbs.
dude? Did you see that dude? Subtweet. Uh, the tweet that I made because I was like, before when they were coming around to actually play Minnesota in the finals, I tweeted like, "Oh my God, the Bulls bloggers are about to be insufferable," and somebody retweeted it. I think it was CB Fred. I think he retweeted it, and the dude must follow him because he was like, if you think that people are insufferable, then why do you follow them? Or why do you read the content? I'm just
Nah,
like,
I didn't see that. That
bro,
makes no sense at all. Come on,
I didn't
dog.
say
Let's.
I didn't say everything you wrote was insufferable. I said y'all are about to be insufferable about the Bulls playing Minnesota and Thibs being the coach. Like these are two completely separate things that you're going to be insufferable about. And you know good and goddamn well, you goddamn people are insufferable. Y'all have a Thibs.
You just proved it. You just proved it.
Like
They,
they
but
by
are
remote by
obsessed.
remotely
I'm
with
I'm
Tibbs.
gonna put this out there. If Joe and Derek have decent seasons, everybody's gonna say that they didn't work hard for the Bulls and they could have done that in Chicago, but they didn't want to.
I know what I don't believe. You know what I believe? I believe, and they've been saying as much here in Chicago on the radio just about every other day that they've been basically setting themselves up for this nice season that they all feel like Derek is gonna have. They all feel like he's gonna have a nice season.
Yeah, of
They
course he
don't
is.
feel like they don't feel like he's gonna continue it. They feel like he's playing for the money. He's all about the money now. He's gonna have a good season.
When
Real
has
nice.
Derrick Rose ever been
Dare
all
they
about the
say?
money? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
When
That's
has
what
he?
they think though. That's
When
what they
has he
believe.
ever
They
been all
believe
about the money?
that he's going to play for a good contract, and
wait, wait,
if he
wait,
gets
wait.
a little twinge or whatever, then he'll sit it out like
Let
he
me
has been doing
let
here.
me let me stop you right there, Rod. He only has to play halfway decent to make more than half of what he's making now in today's NBA. You know what I'm saying? So
Apparently,
it's like all he has to do is not be awful, and he's gonna be making like $16 million a year because the NBA is fucking crazy right now. So it's just like I don't like those narratives. Like people just want to say, well, if for some reason he's good, which he wasn't bad last year, the
Timothy
second half,
Mozgov just got like, come on, man.
yeah,
Like,
like people are
it's
just
not like
getting broke off.
Derrick Rose is wanting for money. Okay, so the idea that he's out here playing for money is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
well,
Nobody would go through the
they feel
things
that
that
way.
he's gone through to continuously come back and play this game if
Look,
all you were doing it for was money. That's a dumbass narrative, and quite frankly, it's disrespectful to the guy who busts his ass continuously to come back and try to play. Like,
yep. Hey man,
Chicago is so stupid.
motherfuckers won't go to work when they got allergies and shit, and they mad that he wouldn't play all those games that he was hurt. Like, just miss me with that. Like I've been through with a lot of fans ever since the Miami series. People got mad that he didn't play. It's like so he was supposed to come back early to help them get their ass whooped. Like they weren't gonna beat them. So I don't understand what would have been the point. Like,
They couldn't. They didn't beat him. They didn't beat him with a completely 100% healthy Derrick Rose. So
exactly.
what made you think that team was going to beat him with one that was half of that? Like it was a stupid dumbass narrative that was written before anything else. Bulls fans fell into it, and now here we go. Like I don't want to get into a talking about Derrick Rose thing. We were talking about
Right.
the Dwayne Wade pickup, and the same way that I feel about the Al Horford pickup is how I kind of feel about the Bulls picking up Dwayne Wade. I think getting him is more important than actually having him
Yeah.
Mhm.
because like
For a
Dwayne
number of
Wade,
reasons, and it
he
makes the front office look better.
it makes the front office look better, and he was the person that was spearheading the Chicago Bulls never take care of their players movement. He was spearheading that, and now you have the guy who was constantly talking about that. Now he's actually on the team.
How
You
much
don't
is he
have
making?
what was it?
47,
Yeah, 47 for two.
40,
Okay.
47.
Player
So
option after one or no?
yeah, I think it's a player option after one.
Yeah, it is.
But you have that guy. So now maybe, just maybe, all of these people that were so against the Bulls, because I think a lot of it was the Bulls front office, and like these young guys respect Dwayne Wade, and you have a lot of these guys that are like, okay, well, why would I go to Chicago Bulls? They don't even take care of their players, like the Dwayne Wade said they don't. Now maybe you don't have that anymore because now you have Dwayne Wade on your team, and maybe you can get him to pick up, some free agents. You get him to talk to some guys for you. Maybe now the thing that had eluded the Bulls because Dwayne Wade is actually what has eluded the Bulls for so long.
Mm.
Him, I mean, not him specifically, but a big name free agent has eluded the Bulls for years, and now they finally have one. And maybe, just maybe, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Maybe guys will be more open to coming to Chicago,
What
and that'd be
about
great.
how many games you think he plays? Because it's not like he actually gets injured a lot anymore as much as he takes a lot of games off because
He
if he
doesn't want to
doesn't,
get
he's
injured.
not going. Yeah, he's not going to be shit if they get to the playoffs. So, how
Um,
many games you think he
How
plays?
65.
did he
I was
play
thinking,
last year? Yeah, 65, 70.
and that's cool.
about what Derek played. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
about what Derek plays.
exactly. Like I think it's fine. Are Bulls fans gonna think that that's okay?
Of course they are, because it's not Derrick Rose. Like if it was Derrick doing that, like oh my God, Derrick's only playing 65 games, it'd be like the end of the world. But
I don't know.
they'll
I don't
take it
know.
from Dwayne Wade.
I think
You know what's
no.
funny?
I'm sorry. I disagree with that. I don't believe that.
I believe
I think
that.
you
I
get.
think they're going to be okay with it.
I think you're taking the
Hey,
vitriol that people have for Derek a little too. I don't want to say it lightly,
nah. Look,
but
Man,
hey,
they are going to look at it and go, we got rid of one guy that was missing a lot of games, and we
nah,
got another one
they're
that's
going to
doing
say
it.
they're going to say we understand it. He's 30 some odd years old. He's been injured before. We understand it.
look.
You just watch and see.
We
Once the
Can
Bulls
I
PR department watch how
can I
they
ask you?
say
Can I ask you
it.
something? Can I ask you something? People talk about how Derek didn't play enough games last year, and he missed this and this and that. And then when you point out that Jimmy only played one more game than him, they be like, oh, but still he don't get hurt. But that time, like well, I don't understand. Like what's the premise? Like you said that Derek didn't play enough games last season, not over the last 4 seasons. Like, the hate was real. Like people were just like, oh, they wanted to be rid of him because he was making so much money, which really ain't that much money in today's NBA.
It really isn't. But like I said, I just think a lot of it just had to do with people just hating. Like I'm saying, like they were sick of Derek,
Yeah.
and
Lose, bro?
Oh, I thought he was talking and that was messed up.
Nope.
No.
Well, like he was saying though, the people were sick of Derek. I think that people were. Also, it's not people. I think Jimmy was also was also sick of Derek. To be honest, I think the whole thing that with getting Derek out of here was just as much front office wanted to move on. I think Jimmy went to the front office and basically said, it has to be me or him.
Well, another thing too is that there's always this notion that free agents can't just leave. Because I feel like even though Derek got hurt a lot, I feel like he earned the right to play out his contract, especially for what
Think
they
so?
got for him. Yeah, I mean, just like it happens. People can make decisions. Like people, front office people just want to seem smart and say, you know what, we made this move before he decided to leave. And he's
And
like,
that's
I
like, you know
don't.
what? And I don't quite understand that line of thinking when it comes to Bulls fans and Derrick Rose detractors, constantly throwing out this idea that, well, you had to get something. Why? Why do you have
Yeah, exactly.
why do you I don't understand that thought. Well, you had to get something. What does getting something have to do with getting something that's not even halfway equal to what you had? Like you had to get three other players basically to equal up what you thought you was getting out of Derrick Rose. So also you got something out of the deal, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I don't know. Like a lot of people seem to really be excited about the Bulls this year. I'm not. I remain very skeptical because it's just like, I mean, are they gonna make the playoffs as long as everybody stay healthy? Yeah, but that's every year.
I got
So it's
jumped
just
out.
like, well, yeah, we heard, but it's like, but I'm not like, oh, the Bulls are title contenders or anything like that.
I just want the Bulls to be entertaining, and they're going to be entertaining now.
I think they'll be that now.
They were not going to be entertaining it was Rajon Rondo and Jimmy Butlers.
Yeah,
They would
It'd
if
have been
Butler was
entertaining
choking
for the wrong
if
reasons.
Butler was choking them out at half court.
They'd have been fun. They'd have been entertaining for all the wrong reasons, and now they're going to be entertaining for the right reasons. I think they'll make the playoffs provided. I mean, this is the same thing that was true last year. They'll make the playoffs provided everyone stays moderately healthy. And
And as long as the Bulls front office don't piss off Rondo, and I think they will, because Rondo is not a hush hush. All this nonsense that we constantly keep hearing is happening with this Bulls front office and their wives or whatever the hell is going on. Anytime you hear all this stuff, and cats like Joakim, which is letting it roll and just going, not blowing any smoke and none of that. Like, all right, you know what? I don't like this, but I'm not gonna show up for this. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna keep it out of the media. Rondo's not gonna be that dude.
You know
Once
what
they
was
start doing
crazy?
stuff they don't like, he gonna say something, and
Like
it's
this
gonna
is
turn into a big thing.
how bad this Bulls organization is. Um, this is like instead of actually announcing that they signed Dwayne Wade, like a normal fucking organization would, they
He
go
was talking
out of
about this.
their way to not like do what any normal organization would do when you sign a guy like Dwayne Wade. Like, okay, we got Dwayne Wade, everybody. Like any other normal organization would do like a huge fucking like press conference and the Bulls do a 10:30 news dump on a Friday.
Yeah.
We got Dwayne Wade, he signed. Are you happy? It was like you remember Martin, okay, Gina,
Yeah.
I
Are
I'll
you
will
marry
happy
marry
you.
now?
you. Yeah.
Damn.
Damn. That's kind of how the Bulls did this. It's like, okay, Chicago Bulls fans, we signed them. Damn. Like, man, like even that was botched. Like, do it the
Yeah.
right way. Do it like you, like you're a real organization. Do it like you
Just
care that you just
Hey
signed one
man,
of
wait.
I
the
get my
greatest basketball players of all time. Like,
I get my league pass back halfway through the season when that shit goes on sale. But until then, I'm straight.
they're just so bad. This organization, and like on every possible level, when anything can possibly go wrong, they find a way to make it go wrong. I don't. It's so it's so tiring rooting for Chicago Bulls. It is.
Yep.
It's tiring. That's all I can say.
Yep. Hey, the only I'm excited to see the Warriors basically try to get the one seed, playing as few games as possible, and then literally taking off the last 3 weeks of the season. Like they're definitely not going to do the shit that they did this last season. They're not going for no records. It's definitely ring or bust.
Are
I
you
think
saying are you saying that had anything to do with them losing this
I definitely think that
the
they.
championship?
I didn't think that they needed to go for the record. Motherfuckers was obviously banged up.
Well, I didn't either. But I mean, do you think that them losing to the Cavs had anything to do with them going for the record?
I think that it was some tired legs out there. Now I
I
don't.
think the main reason why they lost is because
Harrison Barnes can't shoot.
well yeah well that but
Well, apparently Steph Curry can't in a closeout game either.
But even with that being the case, if Harrison Barnes just like shoots a normal fucking percentage,
Yeah.
even with stuff being bad, with wide open jump shots the entire
Look,
time,
like
they still probably win. But
yeah,
Dre getting suspended was the main issue there, and it gave a lot of momentum to Cleveland after that. They
yeah,
couldn't
like
stop. Momentum is
like
a real thing, people. For
yeah,
those who didn't
for
believe it is.
a fellow podcaster of the network, Sinclair, like he said, if you don't play to your averages, you choked, and they didn't. I mean, they shot over 40% in one game, so I mean, it was something. Like they don't like you just can't all of a sudden just become that damn terrible for no reason. Because people are talking about how Cleveland's defense was great. Like Harrison Barnes had 25 open shots and he made like 3 of them.
He was historically bad
For
in
somebody shooting wide open
in
jump
those
shots.
finals. It was amazing to watch. Actually, it was an
Why
amazing thing to
when he
watch. I
made
was,
3 shots in game 7, I thought they were gonna win by 20. I was like, oh my goodness. Like
and then he became Harrison Barnes again. And like we didn't even talk about him. He went to Dallas and got paid for being a bum.
yeah. Yeah, I told you I didn't give a fuck about talking about him, man.
He went to Dallas and got paid, and he's an absolute bum. But maybe this would be a better role for him, which I don't even understand how because he was like the fourth. He's like the
They
fourth
want him
option.
to be like the second option or some shit, right?
Maybe having more responsibility would bring something out of him, man. I don't know. But all them goddamn wide open jump shots, it was like every time he shot, you just knew it wasn't going to go in. It was an amazing thing to watch because the first three games of that series, he was doing everything right, like everything right, and it wasn't just like hitting jump shots. He was rebounding, playing defense, moving without the ball, doing all of, like doing everything. And then from games 5 through 8 he was just like he was literally one of the worst basketball players I've ever seen play basketball. Like he couldn't do anything right, and I know it had to just like kill him that he couldn't do anything right in that series. I know it hurt him so much, but man, it's like you can't hit nothing,
Nothing. Hey man,
not
look,
one shot.
I can go to the wire right now and hit more than 2 out of 25 shots. Like, come on, man. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, he was really bad. Who else moved in free agency that we haven't talked about? We talked about Dwight, KD, Rajon Rondo, D Wade, Jeff Teague. Who else moved?
Anybody of substance, really?
I'm trying to think. Oh, your boy Chandler Parsons is continuing his
Didn't he get maxed out?
I don't know if he got back. Did he? I don't know.
You
I
got
mean, I don't.
you got Evan Turner. Forgot
Yeah,
about
nobody
him.
could have got everything.
I'm never a big fan of players that consistently seem out of shape. I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, you work hard, but you don't work hard enough to not be out of fucking shape.
So you're not an Evan Turner fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us more.
No. I mean, he's okay. He has
No,
his good
he's not
games.
okay. It's funny when you watch like Boston fans talk about him, and they're like everybody's like, we really appreciate the things that he did while he was in Boston, but I'm so glad he's no longer in Boston. That's all you ever
Yeah.
hear them say. Like we're really glad he's not there.
Yes. I mean, it's just that I want to say that the story of this free agency is just that, like the massive contracts that were coming out those first couple of days were just like,
Crazy.
I mean, it was just shocking. Like literally the only thing that could have been more shocking than the deals coming out was KD going to the Warriors.
And now the owners are already talking about the lockout because they're like, we can't control our spending again.
Yeah.
we,
You know,
talk
and
about.
this is the shit that always pisses me off because then you get on social media and you get into arguments with people who think that players are greedy, and it's just like, why should the players suffer because the owners can't control their dumb ass self? Like, if somebody is gonna overpay me, I'm gonna let them do that shit every fucking time.
Lock them out.
Yeah, I don't like lockouts because like they need to be saved from their dumb ass self. Like, I think that that's ridiculous.
So we had Chandler Parsons went to Memphis. He really loves that that South Division boy. So he's gonna be in every goddamn team imaginable. All he
was
gotta
he
do is
wasn't he
sign
was
it.
he hurt for a long period of time last year?
Yeah, he had knee problems, so he wasn't hurt last year. He played last year, but
Okay,
he was in and out.
okay.
Let's see who else we got. Obviously Harrison Barnes went to Dallas. Evan Fournier going, he stayed there. Ryan Anderson went to Houston. It's funny, he went to Houston right after Dwight left. I don't know what the hell Houston's doing. They did a bunch of stupid shit.
Just continuing the trend. All they want is 3-point shooters.
Oh, Lou Aldang. Yeah, Lou Aldang went to L.A.
They got
Helped him.
paid. Like,
It
see,
got
like,
paid.
look, that was my thing. I'm like, in 2016, Joe and Lou are making more money. Like, Lou got a raise, didn't he? Wasn't he making
Uh,
Oh,
$10
heck
million?
yeah.
he got a huge raise. He's getting 18 million. What is it, $18 million a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge
Like,
raise.
in
I don't know what LA.
2016, they're making, both of them are making $18 million a year. Like,
Timothy Mozgov is making $64 million, and he didn't do anything last year.
He didn't
Nothing.
nah,
even play.
He didn't even
nah.
play.
Todd Lue hated him so much.
Eric Gordon went to Houston. I really don't know what
You
Houston's doing. They're
motherfucker.
gonna score 175 points and give up 290. I don't know what they're doing. Um, we can
Wait,
talk
how much did Mozgov get from the Lakers?
$64 million.
How many years?
3, 4 years.
Lue's deal is 4 years too, right?
Yeah, 4 years, 72
Yeah.
million. 4 years, 72.
We didn't talk about Joe King.
Joakim went to New York.
He
You
got
know
the
what?
same thing. Him and Lue got the same exact deal.
Quiet is kept, man. I know everybody like. I like what New York has done.
I did
I
too.
like what
I
they
do
put
too.
together. You
Yeah, I
know,
did too.
besides getting Joe and Derek, I like the Courtney Lee pickup. I thought that was a dope ass pickup to get Courtney Lee. Like, I think Courtney Lee is another one of those players I think is really underrated. He's a really good basketball player, and he's what they needed on a team full of guys that actually need the ball. He's going to be like Joe in the sense that he doesn't need it to be good. He's just
Yeah.
good. Matthew Dellavedova went to Milwaukee.
They actually paid that. Like he's gonna be so awful. Like
Going to be so awful? Like
like
it's
That's what I was gonna say. Wait a minute.
he's
I've
already
always
accomplished.
I've always thought that he was terrible, but people really seem to think that he's good.
Yeah, you want to know who thinks he's good? The analytics guys. He's a backup point guard. He shoots. Get out of here. He's awful.
He injures people like quite frequently.
That's
Jeremy
what he's good at.
Lin went to Brooklyn. I
Jeremy
like
Lin,
I
he ain't
like
never
Jeremy
seen a
Lin.
he's never
That's
seen the contract he
a
didn't want to take.
Man,
that's a
Jeremy Lin is in
throwaway
this for the
move
money.
for them.
Jeremy Lin is in this for the money. He wants to get
Yeah,
paid.
that's what I
Yeah,
said. That's a throwaway move for all
yeah,
parties involved.
yeah.
Another move that we didn't talk about. Al Jefferson going to Indiana is a really, really good pickup.
I like what Indiana's done too. Honestly,
Yeah, as much as I hate Indiana, but you know what? Them not
he makes
having
some really
your
good moves.
boy as the coach anymore may make me hate them less. But getting Teague and getting Al Jefferson, they're gonna have a really really solid team, and that pisses me
Yep.
off.
Now I'm meant to ask you: this last year in Atlanta, was Teague hurt, or did they just decide that they hated him? Because I
He was
swear,
no, he was hurt a lot last
okay.
year.
Now I'm feel like in the playoffs, Shooter played way more minutes than him.
I think he got hurt in the playoffs too, or he was hurt before the
Okay.
playoffs started or something. I can't remember because, like I said, I did not watch a lot of the first
I
two
just
rounds
remember
of playoffs. They were
I
bad.
remember watching the game for like half the game, and I'm like, "Has Jeff Teague come in?" Like I was so confused.
You want to know another guy that's in this for the money? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Um, Aaron Aflalo going to Sacramento. he said 12.5 million done.
Yeah,
I am there.
I mean he that type. You got to get them checks because you're gonna be included in any damn deal on the trade deadline. So you might as well get your
Didn't
money.
didn't Joe Johnson get a bunch of money from like
From
Utah or something?
Utah. Joe
Shit.
Johnson went to Utah. That is the
Yeah.
most random ass move of all time. But you want to know what? We knew what Joe Johnson was about when he could have been in Cleveland last year and said, fuck that, I'm going to Miami.
Miami.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Get paid, man. Do what you This is a job. I'm all for it.
But didn't
Joe
Um,
didn't
John,
Utah lose? Didn't they lose somebody else though? Who did they lose? They lost somebody, didn't they?
I don't know. Let's see.
did
They
they?
lost somebody. So it was just like wait, why are you going there? Like I guess
Because his
it's
career's
nothing.
almost over, and he trying to get them checks.
He trying to get these last few paydays. He's like, he went to his agent and said, who's going to pay me the most amount of money?
Yeah,
They, Utah, Utah.
I
I'm there.
mean,
They lost Trevor Booker. That was the only thing they lost.
mm. Oh, a side note: are we finished talking about free agency?
Yeah, we just shooting the shit right now.
Okay, it's one last thing I want to mention. Is it just me as Team USA seem like like
Yeah, they got KD.
mm,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's gonna have.
I don't really feel about him.
I
yeah,
mean,
it's just,
I
it's
think you'll feel
obviously not
differently
the
once
best,
yeah,
but
and think not having LeBron is huge, but I think once you start to see them playing, I think you'll change
no
your mind on that.
LeBron, no CP3.
Yeah.
I actually
Melo's there,
think
which is good.
I think uh Boogie is going to snap both on
Yeah.
the court and off. But I think he's going to have a really good Olympic Games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
the only problem with Boogie is the problem that's always wrong with Boogie is like you don't know where his head is.
We
Uh,
we into to relax and cool out.
God, that Sacramento team is gonna be such a fucking. Like, I
It's going to
may
be.
watch them a lot. I cannot wait to see Matt Barnes on the same floor as Boogie. I cannot wait. This is gonna be awesome. Like they literally left one
In
nut
other
job.
words, we're finally going to get that pick now.
Probably not.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
I
How
mean,
many years is
this is the last year for it, right?
not. And then it turns
I
into a
think
second round pick.
how many
right.
years is Boogie signed for? Because he seems to hate them so much.
He just signed a contract extension the same year that John Wall did. So he's there for at least another 2 or 3.
That's interesting. Because he
Right.
seems to
That's
hate them very much.
speaking of Wall, that wasn't an actual move, but given what's it called all that money, I think it was kind of interesting.
Who?
With all the games he missed, Beal.
Oh
Oh
yeah, I wouldn't have
yeah,
given him all that goddamn money either. I
I
mean,
mean, how many games did that dude
but
miss?
you want to know what? They were in the same situation as Memphis was with Mike Conley. It's like, do you let him go? Because if you do, you may as well just start rebuilding because he's one of the building blocks of your team. And then what do you do? They're going to be back to being terrible again.
I mean, I
So
guess are you really rebuilding with a cat that's not gonna play?
I mean, you got to look at it from their perspective. They got fans they want to keep in the seats, and they got shareholders that they want to make that they want to keep paying money. So the way they're looking at it is like, shit, we gotta pay them.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we just get rid of every goddamn thing and start over.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I was listening to, Zach O, and like he said, most of the teams you think are gonna be good, and then there'll be like one or two surprises. And I mean, that's all you really got to look forward to. Like Washington's gonna be awful again.
It's
I don't
crazy.
know.
The NBA is always the same. Like you said, like Zach said, we got two teams in the East that could potentially win. We'll find out who that who that second team is fairly
Yeah.
soon because I don't know who it is right now. I mean, Indiana can be good.
So,
Um,
we kind of
Miami's
mentioned
gonna
it.
be awful,
Wait, we
awful.
mentioned it, but we didn't touch. We didn't really say what does it is OKC trading Surge? Like, is that basically null and void now that KD isn't there? Like, does that move just totally not matter?
It didn't matter before. I
You don't
thought
think
I
so?
thought
I,
what they got.
I thought it mattered. I
I
thought
I'm
did
I
too.
talking
thought
about
getting
on
rid of
the negative end. I thought it was a positive. Getting Oladipo was great.
uh, yeah, I thought that was gonna be a move that would have kept KD around. Personally, at first, I'm like, oh, maybe KD will see that and go, all right, we got
You
another
think it'd be
guard
crazy?
that can shoot and move the ball. But then he was like, nah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
not
like,
good enough.
he's like the way he was talking. He just like he felt like they had plateaued, and there's a good
Yeah,
possibility that they had because
Look,
it's
probably
like,
they probably had.
how many
he
times can you go to the conference
Western
finals and not
lose.
and
Yeah.
not break through? Before a lot of people like you want these guys to win, and I think the reason why we have guys hopping teams is because of the way that we've set up sports in general. Like if you don't win a championship, you're a loser. And then when
Yeah.
It's
these
all
guys
Michael.
go out
It's
there,
all Mike's fault.
I'm not. I mean, it's
That's
well, I wouldn't say it's our fault because like, you
It's
call.
Mike's fault. We wouldn't talk about this shit if it wasn't for Mike winning six. If he didn't have six,
But
we wouldn't
not
talk about it.
but it's us that's stupid, not us like us now, but the fans and the people
yeah.
who
I
rap
know.
about it.
That's what I know.
It's
That's what I
Well,
mean.
well,
That's what I'm
call these
saying.
guys losers. Like they've won it both ways. You want to be able to call these guys losers when they don't win, but then when they do everything they can to win, you want to call them a fraud and say they're taking an easy way out. That's bullshit. You can't have it both
yeah.
ways. You
No, you
can't tell
can't.
them that they're losers for not winning, and then when they go out there and try to win, you talk about them then too. It's like they're in a no-win situation, and that's bullshit.
Another thing too is like the notion that there is just always so much parity in the league is
It's
bullshit too.
garbage. It's been more
It's just not
parity in the
true.
league now than it's been in a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's just not true. Like the 80s and 90s did not have much parity
And the
at all.
2000s. It's like
Yeah,
three teams won championships. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how
yeah.
many times did we see San Antonio and the Lakers in the goddamn NBA Finals?
Every
How many
goddamn year.
goddamn times? It was every fucking year. There was no parity when they were going to the finals every goddamn year. Get
Yeah,
out of here with that. We've
yeah,
seen so many different people win championships and go to the finals in the last couple of years. That's parity.
yeah. The Golden State Warriors coming out of seemingly nowhere is parity.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know.
None of this other garbage that people are claiming to be parody and all this other bullshit. And like I said, people like to romanticize the things that they grew up with. It wasn't
I've been saying that shit for the longest, man. I've been saying that shit for so long. Like y'all just won't let this shit go with the 80s and 90s, 80s and 90s. And like y'all gotta start romanticizing that shit, man. Because like it's not like shit today ain't good. Like you saying like the
it's just
product isn't
different.
good.
It's just different.
You
That's
talk
all
about
it is.
the rules and all of that shit. It's like man, like come on, man. That shit ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You still watching, you still enjoy the games.
All I want to do is watch some good basketball. But
Yeah,
I
listen.
do think that it is bullshit that we criticize the guys on both fronts. And I think a lot of it is because people don't know what the fuck they want. You want guys to win, you want them to win on your terms, and that's nonsense. They're not here. to win on your terms. They're
Yeah,
here to win.
you want people to win on your terms, and you want your team to have a better shot. So anytime a good team gets better, people get mad at it. I mean, that's really what it is.
I don't have no problem. Go out there and as easy as people think this is going to be, it won't be an easy transition for them to just go and start winning. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take him getting used to them and them getting
I
used to
am
him.
I am so here for the time that it's gonna take for them to get it together.
I
It's gonna
mean,
take some
I'm
time,
here
but
for it.
when they do get it together, it's going to be an obliteration
of
of the
yeah,
entire
I
team.
actually feel like that it's a higher chance that they don't win it just because overall Golden State has been really healthy for 2 whole seasons for the most part. Like that just doesn't happen all the time.
It doesn't happen ever.
Yeah, so
Um,
Especially when you winning every night like that. And they
exactly.
lost a lot of they lost a lot of people, man.
Yeah, they lost like
They lost.
what, 6 people?
A lot of people, but it's like, but the people that they picked up, I'm actually pretty cool with who they got. I think
Yeah.
getting Zaza was a really good
Hey,
pickup.
that's another
And
thing too.
maybe
Wait. Like somebody Zaza's like 31, and he took like that minimum ass contract. He could have made a hell of a lot more money.
He probably could have, but everybody you seen this like it's a meme of like all these old ass basketball players like on the ring trying to join the Warriors to get a ring. He's like, man, these dudes are about to get a ring. So I'm there with them. Getting David West was a good pickup. I thought that's an excellent goddamn pickup. They picked up some good people to account for some of the guys that they lost, and I think that while it will take some time for them to get it together, once they get it together, oof,
Hey man, like I said, if we play 2K17, I'm not fucking with you if you pick up the Warriors. Like I'm just not.
it is going to be an ugly situation when they get it all together. Because all of the shots that we would normally see Harrison Barnes getting, who gets them now? Like, who are you going to give them to?
Draymond
And in the way he was hitting 3 pointers in
in
those
Game
last,
7,
like he's
man.
clearly the greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild to watch.
Yeah. Free agency was great. I actually it was really it was in the year that people were saying that there really weren't a lot of quality guys out there. Like just the contracts and it was just shit was crazy.
it wasn't a lot of quality guys out there. They was
there's a
giving them
lot
all
of
the good
money.
money though.
Hey
It's
There's a
just
man.
lot
all the
of
big money
there's
I'm saying out there.
a lot of quality dollars going around.
Yeah. Exactly.
I wish I was 6'9". I wish I was a 6'9" dude that could jump out the gym, man. I mean, shit. I go in there. I
Well,
put.
apparently you ain't got to be able to jump out the jump. You just got to be able to miss
Hey
shots.
man. If
I
you make a couple of
mean,
jumpers, I think the Lakers might call you.
or if you can miss them, maybe Dallas will call you.
Touche. I think that's a good place. I think that is a good place to end this podcast on. You guys know where to find us. It's according to sources at gmail.com. If you have questions that you want to send to us, it is A2 Sources on Twitter. If you want to argue with us, it is according to sources on Facebook. If you also want to argue with us, as you know, we are a part of a podcast network, the ETMF Podcast Network, where we have a plethora of different things for people to listen to and peruse. We have two ladies with a dope podcast. We got E-Man's Reviews. We got Curses and Cursive. We got the podcast on repeat. We got all kinds of
You
shit
got
going
me
on.
on like 50 fucking podcasts. So
Now
if
nobody
you
cares about you.
if you love me, I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
Just
nobody does. You have the
it's
new
not nice.
Wrestling Alliance podcast. It's a new podcast for people who like wrestling. Obviously, it's a new wrestling podcast. But you guys go to the ETMF Podcast Network and subscribe to all of our podcasts. Even if you don't like them, I don't care.
Download them.
Subscribe, download them. Tell your
Five
friends to
stars.
download them. Even if you
Reviews.
have bad things to say about us, we're there for
Eh,
the bad things.
Leave us a 5-star review and tell us how much you hate Dre. I mean, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that too. I'm cool with
Yeah,
that too. But make
five
sure you go
stars.
on all of the 5 podcasts that Shine is on. Tell them how it's better without him. This this has been the According to Sources podcast. I'm glad you guys joined us. I'm glad Shine came back with his whack ass and finally had something to say about sports for once. But Rob, Shine, I'm
Yo.
Dre. According to Sources. We out.
Peace out. Woo! Almost got caught.